appreciate our government, all the time headed by President Ahmed Bola Tinubu. That they are always happy to see that Nigerians are not suffering, and we want them to continue like that. Let me tell you the truth, Nigerians are suffering, but they can still help us. It is when they go around and see, although they are really trying their possible best, but we want them to increase that effort to make sure that Nigerians are not suffering. So we pray that God will help this country as we begin the month of Ramadan. God will give us peace, both Muslims and the Christians in Nigeria. We want to live together as one family, and we believe that God will do it for us.
And I say a big amen to that. Thank you very much, Associate Professor Musa Olaofe, having speaking with the Chief Imam and Saudin Jamaat Mosque, who said to Abuja on the significance of the holy month of Ramadan. Thank you once again for being on Network News this morning.
Ramadan Kareem.
The commentary is on the significance of the holy month of Ramadan. It is written by Ali Tumba of our Current Affairs Unit.
The holy month of Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar and is observed by Muslims worldwide as a month of fasting, reflection, and spiritual growth. Ramadan is considered a sacred month in Islam because it is the month that the glorious Quran was revealed to Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, through Angel Jibril, during which Muslims fast from dawn to sunset. Fasting during the holy month of Ramadan is one of the 5 pillars of Islam and is obligatory for all Muslims who are physically and mentally able to fast for the whole month. The fast, which begins on the first day of Ramadan, starts at dawn, with Muslims eating suhoor, also known as pre-dawn meal. Muslims were expected to abstain from food and drink, smoking, and sexual relations throughout the day until sunset. At sunset, Muslims were also expected to take their iftar, a meal eaten after sunset, to break the fast. During this holy month, Muslims all over the world were expected to engage themselves with lots of spiritual activities, such as Taraweeh, which is a special prayer performed in congregation after Isha prayer, recitation of the glorious Quran, where Muslims aim to complete the recitation of the entire Quran, giving charity to the needy, visiting the sick, and giving out zakat as a means of purifying one's wealth. The last 10 nights of Ramadan are considered particularly sacred, with the 27th night being Laylat al-Qadr, meaning the night of power. It is the night that the glorious Quran was sent to the noble Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, in Cave Hira. Muslims worldwide considered the night of Laylat al-Qadr as special night. They spent the entire night in prayers, recitation of the Quran, and other spiritual activities, seeking for Allah's forgiveness and blessings. During this period, a fasting person is advised to stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water during non-fasting hours, eat nutritious and balanced meals during suhoor and iftar, avoid overeating and intake of rich foods, as well as getting enough rest and sleep. Fasting during Ramadan has many spiritual benefits, such as developing self-control and discipline, which are essential for spiritual growth and development. It increases empathy for those in need by experiencing hunger and thirst. Muslims develop a deeper understanding of the struggles faced by those in need, fostering empathy and compassion. Also, fasting during this sacred month is believed to have numerous physical benefits, such as helping to detoxify the body by removing toxins and waste products, helps in weight loss, improved insulin sensitivity, thereby reducing the risk of developing type 2 diabetes, as well as reducing inflammations, which can help to reduce the risk of chronic diseases. Fasting during Ramadan also has societal benefits, including family and community bonding, giving out charity, and generosity. As Muslim faithful embark on this spiritual exercise, they are expected to use the period to pray for the nation to overcome her prevailing economic hardship confronting Nigerians. Muslim faithful are also expected to use the period to promote national unity and peaceful coexistence among Nigerians for national development. The month of Ramadan ends with the sighting of the new moon of Shawwal, with the celebration of Eid al-Fitr.
That commentary on the significance of the holy month of Ramadan was written by Ali Tumba and presented by Rachel Boala. You're listening to the news on the network service of Radio Nigeria. Is 28 minutes to 8 o'clock, and in the headlines, President Bola Tinubu signs 2025 budget into law. Muslims urged to embrace lessons of humility as Ramadan fast begins today. And coming up shortly, Supreme Court nullifies River State local government election. NAFDAC blacklists Indian pharmaceutical company. Plus, sports, cyberscope, newspaper headlines, and weather report. Stay tuned.
Radio Nigeria, uplifting the people and uniting the nation.
Change in weather comes with different implications on health and environment. On Radio Link, the Radio Nigeria audience participatory program this Saturday, we shall be focusing on climate change and health implications. Our guest will be an environmentalist, Mr. Martin Iyoshambe, and a medical practitioner, a lawyer and public policy analyst, Dr. Dale Ogumbayo. You can join the conversation by dialing 0915 0910 482 and 0915 0910 483, while emails can be sent to frcandcurrentaffairs@yahoo.com. Radio Link is broadcast every Saturday between 8 and 10 o'clock in the morning on the network service of Radio Nigeria. Join us.
Radio Nigeria, uplifting the people and uniting the nation.
Many thanks for staying tuned. The local government election conducted on the 5th of October 2024 by the River State Independent Electoral Commission has been declared invalid by the Supreme Court. Reading the judgment by Justice Jamilu Tukur, the court said the action of the River State Independent Electoral Commission was declared void for lack of substantial compliance with the Electoral Acts and guidelines as the electoral body continued voter registration even after announcing an election date. The court held that processes leading to the conduct of a local government election were abridged in clear violation of Section 150 of the Electoral Act. Earlier, the Supreme Court, in another judgment, affirmed the Rivers House of Assembly, led by Mr. Martin Ameule, as the authentic and legally constituted lawmaking body in the state. A 5-member panel of justices, led by Justice Uwani Abba-Aji, gave the ruling in a lead judgment read by Justice Emmanuel Hakim. The Apex Court also restrained the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, and the Accountant General of the Federation, AGF, from further releasing budgetary allocations to Rivers until a valid appropriation act is passed by a lawfully constituted House of Assembly. In a unanimous judgment, the panel ordered that Ameule and other 26 members of the Assembly who were alleged to have defected should be allowed to resume legislative duties unhindered. Justice again condemned the conduct of Governor Siminalayi Fubara, whom he said chose to destroy the government of Rivers and resort to acting unlawfully by putting down the House of Assembly because of his fear on moves to impeach him. The panel equally awarded a cost of 15 million naira against Fubara and the government of Rivers to be paid to the Rivers House of Assembly and Ameule. A senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Femi Falana, has advocated a people-centric approach to the fight against corruption for it to be effective. Mr. Falana made a call at the 38th Anti-Corruption Situation Room organized by the Human and Environmental Development Agenda, HEDA Resource Center in Abuja. The human rights lawyer called on government's anti-corruption agencies to form alliance with the populace who are the actual victims of corruption to combat the menace. The chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Mr. Ola Olukoyede, said some recovered assets have been invested in the Nigeria Education Loan Fund operated by the federal government. The convener and founder of the Human and Environmental Development Agenda, Mr. Olariwaju Suraju, urged Nigeria to work hard to sustain the progress it has made in the Global Corruption Index. The conference has the theme Ethics, Integrity, Corruption Risk Assessments, and Anti-Corruption at the national and subnational levels in Nigeria. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has blacklisted Avio Pharmaceuticals, an Indian company based in Mumbai, for illegally manufacturing and exporting dangerous opioid drugs to Nigeria and other West African countries. Briefing journalists in Abuja, the Director General, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, explained that the company managed by Vinod Sharma was involved in the production and distribution of tapentadol, a powerful opioid, and carisoprodol, a banned muscle relaxant known for its addictive properties. She said these substances were combined and sold under brand names like Tafrodol and Royal 225, which pose serious health risks, including overdose and death. Professor Adeyeye explained that the decision to blacklist the company followed a BBC World Service investigation which found these drugs bearing the Avio Pharmaceuticals logo being sold in Ghana, Nigeria, and Cote d'Ivoire, as well as the production of high-dose tramadol, which is illegal in the country.
This combination of drugs is not licensed for use anywhere in the world. Neither is it registered by NAFDAC. It can cause breathing difficulties and seizures and death. Despite the risk, these opioids are popular as street drugs in many West African countries because they are so cheap and widely available.
Professor Adeyeye said the agency would continue to make Nigeria an uncomfortable place for the unethical distribution of substandard and dangerous drugs.
We are also working with other regulatory authorities and security agencies to curb the entry into Nigeria through our borders and ports, and thereby prevent the distribution and circulation of these dangerous products.
The Director General of NAFDAC advised Nigerians to avoid unregistered medicines and only use drugs prescribed by qualified healthcare professionals. Meanwhile, Vice President Kashim Shettima has called for increased investments in climate-smart agriculture, regenerative farming practices, and digital solutions to boost food security. Speaking at a one-day strategic workshop in Abuja, Vice President Shettima emphasized the urgent need to enhance resilience through sustainable and data-driven initiatives. Daniel Adejo reports that the strategic workshop on agriculture and food security was organized by the Nigerian Economic Summit Group, National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, and the Presidential Food System Coordinating Unit.
The Presidential Food System Coordinating Unit, PFSCU, chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima, was established in July last year, tasked with streamlining government's effort and fostering collaboration across federal, state, and local government levels, as well as with the private sector. The Vice President, represented by his Special Advisor on Social Duties, Dr. Aliyu Modibo, underscored that a market-driven approach was the only sustainable pathway to achieving food security.
The private sector is and will remain the engine of economic growth in Nigeria. Your leadership in agro-business is essential to transforming our food systems from subsistence to full-scale commercial agriculture.
In the presentation on the PFSCU target for this year, the Executive Secretary, Ms. Marion Moon, outlined reducing the number of food insecure individuals, replenishing national food reserves with 200,000 metric tons of stocks, institutionalizing early warning and crisis preparedness system, improving access to generic inputs for 5 million farmers, developing 50,000 hectares of irrigation infrastructure, and creating 500,000 agro-business jobs. The Assistant General of the Federation and Chief Executive Officer of the National Bureau of Statistics, Prince Adeyemi Adenira, represented by Mr. Ayodele Babalola, said the MBS will continue to provide quality, reliable data to inform decision-making for economic prosperity. The Vice Chairman of the Nigerian Economic Summit Group, Mr. Bayo Olusanya, represented by Mr. Uche Ogbonna, called for decisive action to overhaul Nigerians' food systems and address persistent challenges.
The cost of inaction is too high. Every delay in fixing our food systems increases the number of children faces malnutrition. Nigeria cannot afford to be a net importer of food when we have the resources to feed ourselves and even feed the world.
One of the key recommendations from the workshop was to strengthen public-private collaboration in Abuja. Daniel Adejo, Radio Nigeria.
A chieftain of the All Progressives Congress APC in Imo State, Mr. Charles Obinna, has urged privileged Nigerians to invest significantly in education, which he maintains is pivotal to poverty alleviation. Mr. Obinna made a call at a forum organized for vulnerable persons in the state. At the forum, the APC chieftain procured 1,500 Joint Admission and Matriculation Board Examination JAMB forms for indigent students in the state, noting that the forms would be shared among all local governments in the state.
I like when people are happy. I know a lot of people are going through hard time now. So I'll continue doing that every year, and also I'll improve. In addition to that, if anybody meet up with the cutoff point, we're looking at the possibility of sponsoring the person and giving him education.
Mr. Obinna urged the beneficiaries to utilize the opportunity to further their education for the benefit of the state and themselves. The Director General of the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, FRCN, Dr. Muhammad Bulama, has extolled the students of the National Broadcast Academy for their comportment in the just concluded basic training in the institution. Represented by the Director, National Broadcast Academy, Dr. Sam Ayal, the FRCN DG, while declaring the first batch of the basic training closed, admonished the students to keep aspiring for greater heights in the broadcast profession. Earlier, the Director of Academic Planning, Princess Adenike Adegoke, said the over 100 graduating students exhibited good behavior during the duration of the training. Next is entertainment news.
Singer Wizkid emerges African artist with highest number of awards. Plus, tributes pour in for U.S. singer Roberta Flack of Killing Me Softly fame. Hello, it's another time again when we bring you the latest gist in the world of entertainment. My name is Adora Ransom. Stay with us.
Jerome, I want you to love me. Jerome, baby. Jerome, Kilo de. Why you know they call me Kilo de, baby? Kilo de.
Global Citizen Move Africa Tour was in Nigeria for the first time with an unforgettable evening of music headlined by acclaimed U.S. artist John Legend featuring singer Simi and DJ Consequence. This is the second outing of the year for a Pan-African music tour, which employed 90% local crew in Kigali, Rwanda, and Lagos, Nigeria. Hosted by Ebuka Obi-Uchendu, the tour aims at generating investment and driving action to strengthen African healthcare system. U.S. artist John Legend gave the sold-out Lagos show an incredible performance which featured some of his hits like Ordinary People, All of Me, and Refuge. They were joined on stage by singer Simi. Singer Wizkid has emerged on #1 spot as the African artist with the highest number of awards. Report indicates that the Afrobeat star has a total number of 158 awards. The 34-year-old has impressive lineup of awards, including American Music Awards, 1 Grammy Award, an MTV Video Music Award. On #2 is Angelique Kidjo, who has a total of 140, including 5 prestigious Grammy Awards. At the third place is Ghanaian rapper Sarkodie with a total of 120 awards. Paulo Coelho, one half of the Funk P-Square music group, has taken to the social media to blame his twin brother Peter for the legal challenges the elder brother Jude, who was their former manager, is facing. Former manager of the defunct P-Square music group was arraigned with a 7-count charge alongside his company, Northside Music Limited, by the EFCC for allegedly laundering 1.3 billion naira, $1 million, and about 35,000 pounds, where he pleaded not guilty. Moments after the court proceeding, Paul in a post declared that Peter was the one who initiated the legal action against the elder brother. Observers say Peter had petitioned the EFCC after learning that Jude had established a secret company and was using the money from their joint business to fund it. Jude Okoye has been remanded at the Ikoyi Correctional Facility in Lagos State. Tributes continue to pour in for American singer Roberto Flack of Killing Me Softly fame, who died at 88. Flack is considered one of the soul and R&B greatest artists of all time. While some say Roberto Flack killed her softly with her song, and now with her death, others say losing the musician now hits so hard, especially during this year's Black History Month. Born to musical parents, Flack began playing the piano at age 9, and by 15 she was admitted to Harvard University to study music on full scholarship, one of the youngest students to be accepted in the school's history. Although no cause was given for her passing, a statement from her spokesperson says she died peacefully, surrounded by her family. May her gentle soul rest in peace. Okay, that's it for today. We shall return same time next week. What will you be remembered for? The problems you solved or the ones you created? And that's from the words of Mike Murdoch. Adora Ransom is my name. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and bye-bye now.
A new dawn in Nigerian sports as Esports Federation board members get inaugurated in Abuja, and Flying Eagles fail to soar over Ivorian young elephants. Joy Izifula is our guide on Sports News.
The Director General of the National Sports Commission, NSC, Honorable Bukola Olokwade, has applauded Nigerian youths for their talent and ability to thrive in the digital world. The DG gave the commendation following the inauguration of the board of the Nigerian Esports Federation held yesterday at the Media Center of the Moshood Abiola Stadium, Abuja. Olokwade also reserved special praise for sports stakeholders and administrators who played a vital role in the actualization of the Nigeria Esports Federation.
Today I must congratulate all of us in Nigeria. I must congratulate stakeholders in sports. But more importantly, I congratulate the youth of Nigeria because esports is a platform that energizes and encourages the ability of our young people to thrive in digital business, in the digital space. More importantly, it is a sport that engages millions of Nigerians. As of the last count, you heard from the stakeholders, 36 million Nigerians, including some of you who play Candy Crush. I know right here a lot of you are Candy Crush players, are categorized and captured within the bracket of esports players.
Bukola Olokwade said it was a landmark achievement given the years it took to witness the fusion of the Nigeria Esports Federation.
For close to 5-6 years, it's been a struggle year after year to be able to put together an esports federation and to be able to put together esports stakeholders to work as one towards having a role in the over $30 billion industry globally. And so for us to achieve this today, I congratulate Chairman Shehu Diko, I congratulate myself, I congratulate Nigerians, and I feel is the beginning of something huge about to happen in this country.
The newly inaugurated board consists of 13 members, with Yahaya Mayokori serving as president and Pedro Damilola as chief operating officer. The 30 referees that were decorated with FIFA badges by the Nigeria Football Federation NFF 2 days ago are now eligible to handle FIFA matches this year. The arbiters comprise 11 referees, 11 assistant referees, 4 futsal referees and 4 beach soccer referees. The Flying Eagles were unable to make it 2 wins from 2 in their international friendly with the Young Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire. The Young Elephants fully avenged their earlier defeat by the Flying Eagles when beating the 2-time FIFA World Cup runners-up 2-0 in the second of 2 friendlies in Abidjan on Friday evening. Aliyu Zubairu's boys were deserved 2-0 winners over their hosts in the first match on Wednesday, but the Young Elephants rose from that setback to impose themselves at the Stade Felix Houphouët-Boigny in Abidjan. The game was in sharp contrast to Wednesday's session, with the Young Elephants dominating play and keeping coach Aliyu Zubairu's boys at bay for most of the encounter. The friendly is a tune-up game ahead of the Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations coming up later this year. The Flying Eagles contingents are due Abuja today. And about 5,000 runners are engaging in the Economic Community of West African States ECOWAS International Marathon that began this morning in Abuja. The 21-kilometer race, which began at the ECOWAS Commission headquarters, will terminate at the same point. ECOWAS Director, Youth and Sports Development, Ambassador Francis Chus Nduagwani, had earlier explained that aside the health benefits of the marathon, the race is aimed at promoting unity within the West African sub-region.
The objective is not just to promote sports and well-being of our athletes, but also create an environment of passion, sharing, togetherness, of family functions, at the same time pushing forward the objectives of ECOWAS of integration of our region.
The third edition of the Abuja International Marathon, which is in 2 categories of 21-kilometer and 5-kilometer races, is targeting the World Athletics Gold status. That's sports news this morning. I am Joy Izifula.
It's now time for Cyberscope, bringing you the latest trends in Nigeria's social media space. The sighting of the moon has marked the beginning of Ramadan, with Muslims across Nigeria commencing fasting and prayers. Social media is flooded with messages of goodwill, reflections, and calls for charity, as hashtags like Ramadan 2025 and hashtag Ramadan Kareem continue to trend. Also, as we read earlier about the signing of the 54.99 trillion naira budget of restoration into law, with key allocations aimed at infrastructure, education and healthcare by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which has generated discussions in the media space. While government officials describe it as a turning point for economic recovery, reactions online remain mixed. Some express optimism that the budget will bring much-needed relief, while others remain doubtful about its implementation and potential impacts on inflation. Nigeria's new electronic visa, e-visa system has gone live, allowing travelers to apply online and receive approvals within 24 to 48 hours. The move is being hailed as a step toward digital transformation, with proponents celebrating its potential to boost tourism and investment. Others remain skeptical, raising concerns about security and the efficiency of the implementation. The Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, has issued a strong warning over telecom tariff hikes, demanding a reversal or threatening a nationwide strike. Many Nigerians are voicing their frustrations online, emphasizing the financial strain of increased costs on data and calls. Some argue that the NLC stance is justified, while others suggest that the issue is more complex given the rising operational costs faced by telecom companies. Arsenal fans are once again expressing frustration with Mikel Arteta, reviving the hashtag Arteta out movement after a series of disappointing performances. While some still back the manager, urging patience, others believe it's time for a leadership change to revive the team's form. And that's a wrap for now. Stay connected with Radio Nigeria and join the conversation using the hashtag Cyberscope. Cyberscope was compiled by Tijani Ibrahim. We're now bringing you newspaper headlines. We lead with the Tribune as it tells us, Sultan declares today, first day of Ramadan, as Tinubu urges Muslims to embrace piety, humility, selflessness. Details in the Tribune. The leadership reports, Kano government receives Ramadan relief items from Saudi authorities. Tet Fund reps commits to accountability in public funds management. Details in the leadership. The Punch writes, controversy as 4 northern governors shut schools for Ramadan. ECOWAS court dismisses seats on Kudirat Abiola's assassination. 4 reports in the Punch. And you may find these headlines interesting. Tinubu